Hello and welcome to this class on engineering graphics. Today we are going to discuss the lettering part in engineering drawing. Before that, I would like you to go to the description below to see all the related videos on engineering graphics. Now, what is lettering? Lettering is the information which we provide on the drawing in the form of dimensions, notes, legends, titles, etc. Now, this is one sheet in front of you. Now, as we see here, I have drawn some figures on the drawing sheet. As we see here, this is a triangle, pentagon, then here we see a circle, then here a line is divided into equal parts, and we have written some information on the drawing. So as we see here pentagon is written, square is written, even you see here this something is named here, like this is aligned dimensioning. So this is the way we have to do aligned dimensioning. Then this is the way we have to do unidirectional dimensioning. Here we write something as all dimensions are in mm. As we go below here in the title box, we see I have written the title of the sheet as lines, lettering and dimensioning, and here student can write their name, roll number, then class, then here one can write scale. This information which is written on the drawing in the form of different notes, then dimensions, then legends, then titles. So all this is called as lettering. Now why lettering is required? Lettering is required because we have to make our drawing easy to interpret, like what I want to say or what the person should understand. So because of lettering, it becomes easy to understand that this is unidirectional dimensioning or this is aligned dimensioning, right? And also it makes your sheet look pleasant. So that's why we have to always go for lettering in engineering drawing. Now let us go to the types of letters. In engineering drawing, we generally use two types of letters. One is called as vertical single stroke letters and other one is inclined single stroke letters. Now what is the meaning of single stroke letters? Single stroke doesn't mean that once we start writing, then we have to complete a letter in only one stroke. That is not the meaning of single stroke. Single stroke means with only one stroke, if we draw a particular letter, then the thickness of the line becomes uniform. Then there should not be unnecessary variation in the thickness of the line or the letters. That's why we call it as single stroke letters. Generally letters are specified by the height of which we draw that particular letter. Like in this case, if you see, now I have drawn all these letters here, right from A up to Z, and all these numerals, they are drawn from 1 to 9 and then 0. So every letter is specified by certain height. Now as a general practice, letters are specified by height to width ratio. Now generally we draw letters A, then O, then letter Q, then V, X, Y, Z. All these letters are drawn with 6:6 height to width ratio. 6 where 6 is height and this another 6 is width. Then letters M and W, as we see M and W requires more width. So M and letter W, they are drawn with the height of 6 and width of 8 millimeter, and all remaining letters excluding all these letters which I have just told, they are drawn with a height to width ratio of 6:5. Let us see how to draw these letters. As a representative, I will just show you say 2-3 letters how to draw them. So for drawing a letter, we have to first of all decide height of letter. Like in this case, I have taken height equal to 6 millimeter. So we have to draw two lines 6 millimeter apart. Like in this case, I am taking these two lines. So these two lines are drawn 6 millimeter apart, and they are to be drawn as thin lines. Then draw another line which is at a halfway between these two, that is at a distance 3 millimeter from either top or bottom. So this is the way that middle line is drawn. Now as we see here, majority of the letters are symmetrical about this horizontal center line, while few letters are symmetrical about vertical center line. That's why we have to draw horizontal as well as vertical center lines wherever required. Now in this case, I am drawing letter A. So while drawing letter A, we have to mark its height, which is already marked as 6, and width of the letter A is also 6 millimeter, right? So for drawing letter A, I have to draw another line such that it becomes a square of 6/6, and then within this we can again, as letter 6 is symmetrical about vertical line, so I have to mark another line at a distance 3 millimeter from this side, and within this now I can construct letter A like this. Okay, then keep a distance of approximately 5 to 6 millimeter between these two, and then we can go for the second letter. Like in this case, if I draw this another letter, let us say letter B. Now letter B has width is equal to 5 millimeter. So for drawing that width equal to 5, I have to draw now a rectangle of 6:5 where height is 6 and width is 5, and then within this we can draw that letter B this way. Now you might be thinking that if I go on drawing each letter with instruments like this, then it will take a long time. So no need to bother about this. Initially, as a only first time, we have to draw all these letters using instruments, and then afterwards we can use freehand method to draw all these letters. Like once you are very much used to drawing these letters, like I can show you, if I have to draw say a word pentagon, okay, then I can draw such two lines, whatever is the height given, say 4 to 5 millimeter height, and within this then I can draw letter. So this is the way. Once we get used to drawing all these letters, then later on it becomes easy to draw these letters with the help of freehand. So I hope you understood. Now as a general rule, generally all these subtitles are drawn with letter height of 4 millimeter, while if we go for main title, this is called as main title, then it is generally drawn with letter height of 8 millimeter. So I hope you understood through this the concept of lettering in engineering drawing. Thank you very much for your patient viewing.